Okay, a blessed day to each and everyone. So, our topic for today is the continuation of the topic that we had last time. So, the title for today is Financial Blessing Part 2. So, I believe that God will continue to bless us if we put Him first in every way. So, as a believer, we bless God by giving our offering and help to those who in need. So, since the church is getting the offering, the church can use the offering according to the will of God. So number one is offering can use for salvation. So the offering is used not only for the expenses of the church, for example, for the building, for the allowance or salary of the pastors. It can also be used for salvation to the lost soul. So one of the good example here in Philippians chapter 4 verse 10, mentioned here in Passion Translation, my heart overflows with joy when I think of how you should show your love to me by your financial support of my ministry. For even though you have so little, you still continue to help me at every opportunity. So it means that Paul is receiving financial support from the Philippians, from the church, to strengthen in the church and to share the salvation. So I believe offering is used not only for the church, but an open door for salvation. So I believe if you really love God, offering is not an option to you and you are willing to give this freely. So for example, is in the church, there are some churches doing activities like sports, camping, or fellowship. So there's nothing wrong with those activities, but if one of the main purpose is for salvation, I believe the church will grow more and more and it will be fruitful, and I believe it will encourage for the believer and for the unbelievers. So another thing is that if there are some brethren that who are willing to share the salvation but lack of budget, the church can support those brethren in that ministry. So magandang, for example, is like evangelism and missionaries. So usually the evangelists, um, evangelists are the frontliners for the salvation to the lost soul. They can share the salvation. They can discern and diagnose if a person is really saved, and the evangelists, they are willing to sacrifice even their life for the salvation. And that's why we hear some of the believers that's in the prison, beheaded. So that's why it is very important to support the evangelism and the missionaries. So how to share the salvation in a very practical way. So if you open our Bible in Proverbs 18 verse 16, in NLT version is, giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. So sometimes we have to give something in order to share the salvation. So I remember when I work in the Philippines in the medical field, so the sales department, they have a budget uh, for the client for giving appreciation like a gift. So I see this I saw this opportunity for them to get an access, an open door for their clients, and I can see the benefit. It builds the relationship, it builds a trust. So in the Christian way too, if we give something worthy, uh, it would then, they will see that there is something about us that is very important. They will see that there is an open door for them in life for salvation. So If you use this as strategy, they will remember you also as an open door for salvation. They will remember you as a representative of Christ. So another thing is, number two is, offering should be protected. So in John chapter 10 verse 10, the thief's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. So this is for the believer. So it means that the purpose of the enemy is to steal, kill, and destroy. So it means that the enemy can do something in our mind that can affect our heart. It means that the enemy can do something in our financial blessing that would affect our heart. So especially if our heart is weak and not protected. So one of the good example here is that maybe there's something in your house that is not necessarily, like maybe you have full of clothes in your cabinet. Maybe you have in your cabinet full of shoes. Maybe in your cabinet you have full of shoes. So there's nothing wrong to have those, but if it is over, I think that is not from God. So maybe you have to do something to get rid of those problems. So especially you have to help yourself to get rid of those unnecessary habits. So as it is written, where your treasure is, there your heart is. So in this verse, your heart is the main important. As an example, so if you have a computer, so one of the good examples is that if your computer don't have the antivirus, your computer is not protected, and your very important files might be corrupted, and your identity might be hacked or might be corrupted too. So in the same way, if you don't have the shield of faith, your heart is not protected. So we need the shield of faith so that we are protected and not corrupted. So one of the good verse that I found here is Ephesians chapter 6 verse 16. In addition to all of this, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. So how to have a shield of faith? That's a very tough question, but I believe we deserve to answer this question, and I believe this is for all of us. So how to have a shield of faith? It's just simple. Believe in Jesus Christ as our Savior. So if you believe in Jesus Christ, you will trust God more and more. You will rely on God more and more, and you will have the confidence and the courage to defeat the enemy. So, and number three, unity is the goal. So I have a question. Why there are some churches sometimes have a problem in handling their financial income? So one of the good reasons is because the enemy is trying his best to destroy the church and to stop the spread of salvation. First, the enemy will attack the leaders, then he will attack the members, then it will create a division, and that is their main goal. But as a believer, our main goal is unity. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1 to 3, so according to here is, make every effort to keep yourself united in the Spirit, yourself together with peace. So I want to highlight the word united. Keep yourself united in spirit. So, when you love God, you will love your leaders, you will love your brethren, and you will not look on their own faults, but you will understand them more, and you will respect them more. As it is written, the leader should be highly respected. So when you love God, you prepare unity regardless of any problems in the church, even in financial problem. And unity is the key to make the church more stronger. Unity is like a shield that protects the church from the enemy. A blessed good evening, and I hope you encourage on this topic. Thank you.